This afternoon we're going to be taking a look at a fun little yo-yo that I didn't expect to like as much as I do. We're going to be taking a look at the Reticulated Return Tops Puff Adder. So here we are looking at the Puff Adder. This is pretty much a V shape here, but these rims are a little bit thick, so you might get like the feeling that it's an H shape, but it's really not that. When it comes to the end of the day, this feels like a pretty typical sort of VH hybrid, leaning more into the V, but you do have a nice slope here. It's kind of reminiscent of like the ND Ultra or something like that, that has that, instead of a straight line, it kind of slopes, grooves up. That's really nice. No step up here, but because of the shape of the yo-yo, you do find that the string doesn't really contact with the response too much. The cup is where it's most interesting. You've got almost like a double rim design here, like a COIW, then a sharp drop, and then you've got this bowl in here, which is absolutely fantastic for finger spins. So not only is it a great catch zone, but it actually centers as well, which you don't really think at first. It doesn't feel like it would, but if you kind of really put your finger in there, you can feel like a little tiny concave disc that really helps your finger lock in there. It's got a great material feel. It's really nice and satiny, and this blast on it is really nice, and this colorway, it's like silver and pink and black, is absolutely gorgeous. This is probably the best color I think I could possibly get. If only there was some green in there, it'd be perfect. But this looks really, really, really nice. It looks great spinning too. And with these kind of colorways, you can always tell when the yo-yo slows down because you can see the color kind of flashing before your eyes, if that makes sense. Right now I'm using it with the Smoothie Edition zip line. It works really, really, really well with this response, and fantastically well. You're gonna hear it once I throw it around, but this has a really, really nice bind to it. With that said, let's go ahead and throw it around and I'll show you guys what I think of it. So the Puff Adder, I know this company, Reticulated Return Tops, they do a lot of different stuff with snake names. I know they've got like the Death Adder and stuff like that. I'm actually not familiar with their company at all before I got this yo-yo, but you can see right away that bind is really, really solid on this. Has a tiny bit of a thud when you throw it. I don't know why, because the weight distribution is really good, but there's this little tug when you throw it. It feels like heavy on the end of the string more than I'd like, but it's not terrible by any means. Why am I missing that tension hook so much? There we go. One thing, this thing is a little hard to control. You can see when I regen with it. So I don't know why. I think just because of the weight distribution, when it regens, when it comes around your hand, it feels very, very difficult to get it to regen on the proper plane. It always turns a little bit. Like, it doesn't really help you when it comes to regens. They happen really well, but it's really hard to hit the exact angle you want. As far as how it is in play, it's actually much faster than you would expect it to be. Because of that feeling when it first hits the end of the string. Yeah, the slower it is, I know like most regens are easier to control when they're slower, but this one more than any, it feels very easy to control when it's slower. A couple areas that this yo-yo excels at is in grinds. Really, really good grinds, you can see, and it just keeps its plane really, really well. It's not particularly like too narrow or anything like that, so all your whip tricks are going to be very easy to hit. All your slacks and whips. Oh, it's sloppy. Oh, third try. But yeah, you can see there I had to like devote absolutely all my attention to making sure that those regens happen on the right plane, where a lot of yo-yos will just kind of flow off your hand. This one needs special attention. As far as finger spins, you can see I actually threw it at a bad axis there, and I didn't hit it in the cup, but it fell right in at the end. And it just centers really, really nicely. Whoa, see, I'm just throwing terribly today, but it's still able to maintain its plane really well, and it looks like it's spinning around a lot, but it's actually staying centered really, really well. And if I actually spent the time to try to hit it properly, as you can see here, I can really get it to sit right in the center of my finger here. And it tends to revolve around, but it'll last like that for ages. So this thing finger spins really, really well, and I do like the finger spin bowl. It kind of just feels nice on your hands too, even when you're not playing with it. You just kind of like rub your fingers in there. It just feels nice. I don't know why. Just like a really, really smooth blasted surface. But yeah, I actually really like the Puff Adder, and it's surprising because I didn't expect to. I didn't know what to think of it at all. I got it in a trade, and I just thought, I don't know anything about this company. This color looks cool. It looks like it's relatively lightweight. So yeah, I'll give it a try. And it has kind of blown away my expectations. So if I ever get a chance in the future, I'd like to try more reticulated return tops. But so far, I really like the Puff Adder. I don't play it so much as I probably should, because I've had like the Honey Badger and the stuff from ACO, like the Air. So I've been really enjoying like the super lightweight stuff. So I probably should play the Puff Adder more than I do. I think a couple of reasons are just because it has like, the shape is not the most friendly for the cold weather. It kind of slams against your hand. It doesn't have that like nice smooth H shape or like a nice O. It's got that V, H, so it's a little bit sharp. It kind of slams into your hand, and as you see, like it binds really well. So even when it's got like very little spin left, like it kind of hurts to catch it. I'm kind of throwing hard right now to accentuate the point, but ow, kind of really hurts. And that will on just about any yo-yo, but with this one especially with the cold weather, it feels like it kind of digs into your hands when you catch it. And because of that thud, I'm like really enjoying lighter yo-yos right now, and I'm finding that stuff like the Honey Badger or the ACO Air is another one I'm playing right now. What am I doing? Feel a little bit more comfortable, so I've just been playing that more. But this is not a bad yo-yo, and I should give it a bit more playtime, especially with this color. It's really nice. I bet it'll look nice in the snow. But yeah, that's about it for the Puff Adder. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I think I'd like to try more stuff from reticulated return tops if I ever get the chance. It's a kind of a fun first foray, like a 6061 everyday kind of mono metal that has like a cool finger spin gimmick to it. And I like that it's not too apparent, you know. It feels like the bowl fits the aesthetic of the yo-yo. It doesn't go too overboard. Like, it works really well for what it does. It's not just the gimmick. It actually works. But then it also kind of lends itself to a unique design and a really cool bowl design. Like I mentioned, I really like stuff like the South Peak from Singwon, like stuff that has a really nice big open bowl. I don't know, it kind of feels aesthetically pleasing to me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a like, a comment, a subscription. I'd really appreciate it. Take care, have a nice day, and sayonara.